Hi, it's Bill Tainter doing a quick market review from today, February 2nd. It's Thursday, and we were watching the Euro US dollar this morning. And I'm just going to kind of walk through candle by candle here and just take a look at what's going on. Okay, so it sets up a nice base. It breaks down from that base, and as you can see, from a high, sets up a low, retouches this. There's a common channel pattern you watch for, right? So here's another crazy thing too is look at the high to low from here to here. Draw it as a ray. Now look at how this Tokyo high swings up to a high. You connect the lines and look how it retested that. So it's headed down, retests that, and then now there's this area, this high. Okay, so this happens in London. There's a few news items going along, and you'll see now this is an example where it sets from this high, it sets up a low, and now it retouches it and comes down. And notice, you call this prices getting heavy. Let's see what it does. Do you see how it's boom right there? It can't go up any higher. See? So it's just, when it comes back here, it just breaks, and sure enough, look at that one candle, it just powers down. So now it's chopping along, and the US session's open. So I'm watching this. It's a downtrend. There was some things going on, but there was news in the US session, so we waited. So then the New York session opens, then there was a little bit of news, and starts to break to the upside on this news. So it's like, now where do we get in? Well, early in the class when it started, I said to watch this level and also to watch this level. Okay, so now here it comes, and I was able to park a sell limit here at the thermal grid, and sure enough, bam, it touches me in, 2 candles, 3 candles, and right away it comes down. Now this is the thing. Because of this base, you have to take profits here. You just have to. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit and see if this doesn't screw us up. Okay, so it breaks down. Here it comes. After that candle. Okay, so here comes the down. So it's down, it's going along, and New York opens, moves along, and boom, once, twice, 3 times it breaks our line. Now, it's going to do battle here. Now look at what happens. Okay, it touches, and then this is telling you we got a problem. You see this? There is a problem here because it doesn't break, and it's going to do battle. So then it bounces up a little bit, and then it struggles, and then guess what? It's there again. It's back up here. This is another warning sign. This break retest now has got a problem. Now it's in a little micro channel. It's not breaking down. So right here, there's a big problem, and pow, breaks, chops, comes back, doesn't go as far back, and breaks, holds, and then totally goes right back to this trend line, which is ridiculous. Look at this, once, twice, touches that trend line. Now we're late in the US session, the London closes, moves a little bit, and then look at this. And let's see where this ends up for the day. Okay, see how it's just floating lower and lower and lower. I mean, this is a nice move back. Okay, so let's take a look at the trade. I'm going to show you my trade lines. So here's where I sold it at 31.20. Okay, right at the bottom of that grid. So I sold it, and here's the mistake. I didn't take profits at this next grid. But I saw it, and I had a little problem with my code for some reason. It didn't pull off all three for some weird reason. So what I did is I quickly moved to close this sell, and I flipped to a buy, and I was so excited about this because I've seen this, I've watched it, I've observed this many times, and I haven't been able to act on it. So it's great to internalize this by actually doing it, and was able to successfully. This should have been a 3-pipper, 3, 3, and 3, and so the sell didn't work, and I recognized it, and I thought, why mess around with this? I'm just going to flip it right now. And so I did. I'm excited, and I was able to buy it right away. And when it went up in here, I watched it close, and I peeled them 2 off at 11, and then a 15, and then it came against me and it cycled up, and then it was crazy. I had some trend lines drawn, and my trend lines were drawn from here to here, and I just was waiting and watching, and I'm so mad. I literally was hiding behind a trend line here, and it literally touched me in by like 2 pips here. Look at that. And then it just powered my way right up to this line. And this is where I should have been closing the buy and opening up a sell, because if you look at an hour time frame, it really made sense. But I just didn't want to overtrade it, so I was out. But so anyway, just wanted to share that with you, that this is a great example of support is established, it breaks, it retests, but it fails. And when you have this much of a channel here, it has to break through. And when that doesn't, you got to move quickly to close it down, because if the logic is pretty straightforward. If it isn't going down, it's probably going to go up. So anyway, very, very good. I'll flip over. I'll show you the Swissy. And so here's the Swissy, same kind of thing. Let's walk through this candle by candle here. So here, it's amazing how inverse the pairs are. It's almost exact chart opposite here. So price has gone up, did a head fake to the bottom. Now we're watching. Okay, now opposite of the euro, see this? It sets up a high, comes down, touches it, but see, this is a big sign, right? It's an uptrend, bumps it, goes down, retouches it, and it can't go down anymore, and then it's back to this line. That just tells you there's support here. It's got to go up, right? So pow, it breaks, sets up a high, dojis, chops around, US session opens, and then it comes down to this London's previous base. Okay, so here's your buy opportunity, and it hovers there, and then it tries to go up, see, and it's just not making it. Time to shut it down. This has to go off of this. It has to get going, and if it doesn't get going, you've got plenty of opportunity here. It's screaming at you, I can't do it, I just can't do it. And look at, boom, boom, it just breaks down. Down, 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 down. Wow, look at that. See? And it's right here. This is screaming at you. I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. So fine, we get a buy, but it just doesn't go our way. Now in the Swissy, it never made it back up into here. On the euro, it did, but then it failed. And so between the two pairs, these signs, now let's take a look at the trades of what happened. So see, when it came down here, I have a terrible spread, 4 or 5 pips. I nailed the entry on this. Came right down into here, boom, did a buy. Held on, it didn't quite get up. So when it slowed, I shut it off here for a 3, 3, and a 2, and flipped it to a sell when it got here, and it dropped nicely, so I was able to take off. Sorry, I'm backwards. This is the buy here. These go down here, my fault. I'll get these organized, sorry. So here's the buy. Didn't quite make it, so we shut it down for a 5 pip loss. Okay, and then I quickly flipped it to a sell, and down it went. And here's the crazy thing. I'm drawing trend lines and I'm trying to hide and I'm following. I'm being conservative. Bernanke's going to speak and I'm holding it. Look at it. Just burps up, touches me out, and then it drops hard, just like the hero. Oh, man, I was so mad. So, you know, I didn't lose a lot, but I didn't make a lot here. But, man, I just could have stayed here at break even and been in on this big push down. So, but I'm telling you, this is big right here. This is big. To learn and study this resistance is established, it breaks, comes back for retest, and if you just, it should move off of there. And if it's not moving off of there, it's giving you plenty of warnings that I'm struggling. Now here's a crazy thing too, is look at this. When you draw it off this line, look at now, you have a downtrend. Now it's coming up and it's just, it can't get there. It can't break through. That's a warning sign. Sure enough, bam, it breaks. So anyway, quick market review for you on February 2nd. Some good stuff to learn from. Again, I'm excited. I was able to put this to use today and actually get it flipped around, and don't just watch these trades blow up. So I hope that helps. See you tomorrow.